right. Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. It is Friday, May 23rd. We are live at the New York stock market morning session. Glad you can join us. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm just going to close this out. All right. We are ready to go. So I'm just getting awake here on my end, and I see that this is not working. Not a tradable symbol. Good morning, Peter. Let me just make sure I've got the right stuff up here. This is a tradable symbol. There we go. Okay. TradingView wants me to buy stuff. Okay. I don't want to buy stuff right now. Good morning, Peter. Glad you can join us there, Peter.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm glad to be here.
All right. Okay, I'm just going to check the calendar. I see right away, looking at the chart, that we had a big drop here at 7. So there must have been some news of some kind this morning. Let's see what it was. Today is the 23rd, Friday, and just new home sales coming up at 10.
I think the president threatened every iPhone not built in the US to slap it with 25% tariff. So that was why. So that was Trump.
Okay, so that was an unannounced rant. Okay, so yeah, so at 7 o'clock all of a sudden there, or 7:15 or thereabouts, yeah, something occurred and dropped this market down humongously. Wow. Even Bitcoin, I noticed, took a dive. Wow.
Yeah, let the music continue.
That is astounding. Because yeah, in the calendar, there's nothing. There's supposed to be some FOMC members speaking at 9:35, and then new home sales at 10. That's it. So British pound in Britain retail sales and CAD retail sales, but yeah, quite unannounced madness there this morning. That's quite the drop. I was expecting this move down, however, but I didn't think it was going to be that quick. So you remember yesterday when we were trading, let me go up to this 30-minute here on the chart, because yeah, I'm going to go to the hourly. This thing fixed up. Okay, so yesterday when we were in here, I was expecting that we would be going up to take out this high up here. That was my expectation. And then market could not get past this area. It could not get past this gap. It only could go a quarter of the way. There's the halfway point of the gap. And I thought that, okay, I had a trade going at when we left. I thought, okay, it's not going any far higher. So I exited up here. And I still thinking, okay, maybe they're just going to mess around in Asia and then we'll slowly grind our way up there. But they just kept slowly grinding their way down. And I started to take a good look at the chart again. I'm thinking, okay, why are they doing that? And then I realized if I go to the 4-hour, this is where it gets interesting, because this is the tricky part of the chart. Okay, so let me make this a little smaller just so that we can see over to the left a little bit here. Okay, so I think that's, yeah, let's consider this the last lull down, big, huge. Get this move. They sweep here. We get another 1, 2, 3 here. They move up. So now we're at a point here where this is likely our first A, B, So now it gets tricky in here because I thought this was our C and then we'd get a D leg going up. If you're following my train of thought there. So I'm going to make this a little bigger here now. So at this point, when we get up here, if this is our number 3 point on a big 1, 2, 3 down here that took us up here, then we're counting A and B. And so here it looked like, okay, they came all the way down to a C, and then I'm gonna get this move up, back up to this level for my D. So if you're following me, I'm kind of seeing it this way. However, there is a little blip right here. See? Right there, there's a little blip. So this is, in essence, our C, and then our D is here. So I was thinking that our D was going to come up here, question mark. And so if this is the D, then this would become this kind of drop. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm reading this incorrectly, and this was actually a D, small D in here that they didn't take out the A, and then they dropped it down really quick. And so they're not coming back up here at all. This is just basically a 1, 2, 3 top in essence, and we're going to get this drop down. So that's kind of how I was looking at it, thinking, okay, maybe that's a possibility, because you have to look at all the possibilities. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things. But this was kind of interesting in this move here, because they did in fact break this high. So this is a sweep right here. So that would make sense that, okay, that was the move. And then we get this move down. So I don't know if I'm making any sense, but so yesterday when we're at this point here, let me go back over a little bit on the chart. When we were here, and I'm thinking, okay, this is the C leg, and we're heading up into a D way up. And then this is a 1, 2, 3 bottom, and then we're going to go and climb higher. It's not happening. They're not going to go much higher, and they're going to turn it back. So this is, yeah, so it's really tough, really, really difficult. If you get it wrong, if you get your count wrong, no matter what you do, you're never going to be right anymore. So you have to change your analysis. Otherwise, you're just going the wrong way, period. There's nothing you can do about that unless you change your course, your mind, your analysis. You understand what I'm saying? I hope.
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because if we say we have a 1, 2 here, and then we go up here, and then we get another 1, 2 here, and you think that this is a 1, 2, 3 top, and you're going to sell, then if this is a bottom, if this is a true bottom, and this is a true 1, 2, 3 at this point, no matter what you do here, if you decide to sell, and you're not going to change your mind, you're going to lose, because more often than not, we're heading up to take out that high, right? So no matter what you do in here, you're going to go the wrong way. So if your analysis is correct and you decide, okay, I'm not going to sell in here, I'm going to buy instead to go up, then that's correct. But if you make the wrong decision because you see a 1, 2, 3 top, now you're going to go short, you're wrong. Your count is off, and you're going to lose. So that's kind of what I'm showing. So I had to change course, and you can see what they did in here. They went up. They did take everybody out, and then they dropped it down. Once they break this level, because I wasn't expecting them to break that level, I thought we'd come back up again. Then all bets are off. This is a totally different ball game now. We're doing something completely different. So they chop it all up, and then they drop it down, and they're still not done. They still want to take people out. you know. So they come screaming back up, take everybody out, and so now it's like, oh, there's only these guys left now, so they're coming back down.
We had an interesting situation with Tesla yesterday. There was a 1, 2, 3 on the 1 minute chart, and price took off, and then it turned south and it went down to just above the number 3 point of the 1, 2, 3. They didn't break the 1, 2, 3, and then basically they formed another big 1, 2, 3, and price took off and went north. So
yes,
you know, wave 4 can be many faces.
yes,
You know, like wave 4 can end up going down. You're thinking that you should be short, but in fact, it ends up just being part of wave 4.
exactly, and that's how they, you know, they know that there are a lot of people that are looking at this pattern. You know, they know that, oh yeah, people kind of get an understanding that they're at a point where they're going to start accumulation, so they can make it come way down, back down into this area, like you're saying. And yeah, and it looks like, oh yeah, you should be selling, because that's what they're trying to, you know, induce everybody to do. And then all of a sudden, like you say, it's shooting back up to go back and take out that high that you were expecting was to be taken out earlier. So yeah,
it takes nerves of steel to hang on.
Indeed.
But if you believe, like you keep saying, if you believe in the structure, then you just hold tight and
yes,
things
exactly. So at this point here, I'm on the 15-minute time frame. We got a couple minutes left before the market opens. We can clearly see now where we are, right? Based on our 1, 2, 3 now, we know exactly where we are. So we know what to expect this morning, because we've dropped and we are looking for them to come and take out this low. However, we know where we are. So this can take a while, possibly, because we don't know what they're going to do here, right?
Peter,
they can do it. Go ahead,
Peter,
Martin.
I guess nerves of steel have a new definition by Lennox: nerves without a stop loss.
Yeah, that can be seriously hazardous, but just as looking at Bitcoin here, same type of pattern as the NAS. We get again the same thing. We get a 1, 2, 3, and we drop, and now they're likely chopping. So I was in Bitcoin without a stop, and this move was caught. So, and that was sleeping on it from last night, because I'm expecting them to come down and do this, but I didn't think that they would do it this quickly. So I got up this morning and I was out of my trade. So it was kind of nice, but my expectation was that they were going to drop it. So quite interesting. My target was this low here, and so that was hit. All right, so we are less than a minute. No, we are at the open right now. Okay, so the open has occurred. So let's see what the market does right off the bat here on the 1 minute. Okay, so we can clearly see, like I said, we're on the 15, and now we're nowhere in a fourth wave. So if I go to 5 minute, we're sliding sideways. On the 1 minute, there we are. So we knew that we were in a fourth wave based on our structure. So we're expecting them to take this low out. So they're chopping. Look at how much they're chopping this thing up. It's just crazy. So we get a 1, 2, 3 here. We're going back up, taking everybody out. We could even go and take out these guys, possibly, because again, we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So this little 1, 2, 3 is pushing price up. So we could do this, maybe go up and take this out, and then we'd be expecting them to come down to take out this low. So that would be our expectation. So let's see how it works out. Let's see how S&P looks. S&P is identical. Okay, so they're looking to take out this high. See how Tesla did. Tesla, big drop at the open there. Okay, so nothing going on in Tesla at the moment, that's for sure. Okay, so looking for NAS to possibly, like I say, which one was it? This one. Let me mark this guy. So this is where it can get interesting. So we have this high. That's a possible takeout. There's also an order block there. So they might just stop at the order block, but okay. So I'm looking at my structure from this sweep right here, and we get a 1-2 here. So I'm looking for another possible push up, possibly to take out that. All right, so we could get some divergence with S&P, so we've got to keep an eye on that. So if S&P could take out the high here and take out that high without the NAS taking it out. So that can be the difference in the two. So let's see what happens here. So I can look at both of them at the same time, which is a good thing. I did have both of them here at the same time. Let's see. Let's see charts.
Good morning.
Oh, George did make it. S&P. Good morning, George.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
You know what this down was all about?
I hear something about Trump saying something.
Yeah, tariffs on Europe at 50%.
Oh,
Just 58. Wow.
So
Okay.
much for so much for
Interesting.
BMWs.
Yeah, really. So there we go. So we've gone through the gap. There's the middle of the gap. There's the gap. And there's the high. S&P has taken out the high. There's the high for NAS right here. So can the NAS take it out as well, or do we get divergence here, right? So we can see our structure, 1, 2 here, and 3, 4, and 5. So the S&P has swept that high. NAS is trying to get up there. Yeah, NAS is looking to take out the high as well. So this was actually, if I had been quicker at the open here, I could have caught this 1, 2, 3 bottom. Well, 930 actually no, because 930 is right here. So I would have to catch it before 930, right? So there's S&P taking out the high. There's the NAS taking out the high. So they both have done the same thing, except the S&P is a little stronger, a little quicker to get there. So this would be now a sell opportunity for me on the NASDAQ. So I'm looking to sell, but I'm going to wait for a fractal. There's a sell on the NASDAQ or the S&P, of course, right? Let's see which one tells the truth here. You can see that our structure is complete in that we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, and then we get the fifth wave. So looking for a turnaround play to the downside now. They're still going.
645.
So even if we were looking at it from this level here, there is this pullback, and then there's a 1, 2, 3 in here that's taking us up to this level, and then we get this move. So I'm looking for a turnaround. So looking for a fractal setup. That's my first indication that maybe we might be at the top. And I'm watching the seconds chart to give me an indication that yes, we might be done at this point. And it says yes. So I'm going to take a sell here. So I'm calling at the top. So let's see if I'm going to be correct. So they've taken out this high. They've also taken out this high, and it's not the top. Oh, the seconds chart lied a little bit there. Gave me a little blip. Okay, so I'm in a little bit of drawdown, but that's okay. So they've gone up and taken out this high as well. Interesting. So my only problem right here is where do I put my stop? Okay. That's the interesting part.
Yeah. I don't. I'm sort of sitting on the sides with this one because.
Yeah, it's a tough one, this one. But I'm looking for them to come back down one more time here. So we do have a gap here, and we came into that gap. Interesting.
I'm thinking that news could be change the situation very easily. I just don't know what to do with it.
So my stop, if I was gonna put a stop in a good place would be above the halfway point of this gap, but I don't really think that they're gonna go way up there, and that's a very large stop, so I wouldn't want to do that. So just above the high of this candle here would be sufficient at this point. So it looks like we might have hit the top now. Let me just make this a little bigger, move this over. I might have jumped in just a tad early on that one. So the seconds chart kind of gave me a blip there, like we were going to turn, and then said, nope, we had one more push up. So what I'm looking for now is a 1, 2, 3 to form. So where's our previous low? Well, we'd have to come all the way back down to this level. But, 1, 2, 3 up there, something like that. Should bring us back down. In the interim, Tesla's probably, made a 1, 2, 3 there and moving up, but that should be short-lived, just to come into the gap and maybe continue back down again. And Bitcoin made quite a move back up as well. So I would be selling Bitcoin on a first opportunity as well. There's a gap, 5 minutes. We're into the gap, almost at the midpoint. So very close to an opportunity for a sell on Bitcoin as well. Okay, get a nice push down. So I'll take a partial if I can, real quick. If I can do it being quick, and I can't do it quickly enough. Hate that. I get a nice profit, and then they trying to get a quick partial off of it, and sometimes you're not fast enough. It comes back against you. Okay, here we go. Okay. So take a quick partial there. Always want to take a quick partial, and then let's see if we can continue going down here. So now I can move my stop in to a reasonable spot where it doesn't matter if I lose now, because I'm up. Don't want to put it too tight. Don't want to put it too far away either. So
volatility is extremely high now. That's why You're having some of those problems.
So if I'm correct and this continues in the right direction, then we should be coming back down to take out this low down here. So that was where my ultimate target would be. If I can stay alive in that where I'm sitting. I might have put my stop too tight and they come right back in and take you out. And then they leave without you. So that's the one risk you take when you put the stop on. It's like I might have just survived just by the skin of my teeth there. So I've got a nice 1, 2, 3 top now. So for those on YouTube, we are the 1, 2, 3 traders. We're looking for a 1, 2, 3 bottom setup or a 1, 2, 3 top setup, just the opposite. And we considered this is our 1, this is our 2, this is our 3, and we're just looking at those 3 points. Usually they're fractals or swing highs, swing lows. And we're looking for entries in the number 3 point area. And then we take it down to a target or take it up to a target. And that's basically our model. So this is a 1, 2, 3 here. We have a low, a high, and a low. And we look for the retrace between points 1 and points 2 back down 50 up to about 50%, the 50% level. It's an area. So we're looking for about 50% here. I did that totally incorrectly. Let me do that all over. So there's a 50%. You do the 5 first. And sorry, my drawing's terrible here. My hands, the mouse is sticking. So that's what I'm looking for there. And then you could take that trade to the upside. So here on the upside, we have our 1, 2, 3 setup 1. Our 2 is this one. Our 3 would be that high. So our entry is like right perfect where I am, about the 50%. I'm just eyeing it 50%. And then we're looking for that move to the downside. Okay, so that's our model. It's very simple. That's why we call it the simple 1, 2, 3. But it's not easy to trade. So I'm not going to say it's easy. It's a simple concept, it's a simple model. So if I go back up to the 5 minute, this is what I'm looking at. So I'm still in jeopardy of being taken out here. There's no guarantee that I'm not going to get stopped out. I'm looking for them to bring price back down. Take out all these guys here. I have a 1, 2, 3 at this point. That took us down to this level. I also have a larger 1, 2, 3 at this point here. And that also took us down to this level. And there's a smaller little 1, 2, 3 here. And then that one. So this really is the controller, the biggest one. That took us down to this level. Then we gyrate in here. And we get a little 1, 2, 3 here that took us up to this level. And so now I'm expecting a 1, 2, 3 here to take us back down, to take out this low. So that's the ploy, that's the strategy, that's the analysis. If I go to the 15, we look at it from the 15-minute point of view. There's you don't see the smaller 1, 2, 3s. You only see the larger 1, 2, 3, and that's the one again that's controlling the move that dropped us down to this level, pushes us back up into a previous gap up here, and now we're looking for them to come down and take out the low. And that's as simple as it is. So that gives us our structure, which our structure is this structure that we're looking for. So once I see this, which is right here, so I see that, then I'm looking for them to drop price down to a, let me do that again, drop price down to a certain level. That would be our target area. And then I'm expecting them to get a pullback in here, and that's what they did here. And we got that pullback. Then the next thing is we're expecting them to take out this low to give us the next leg down, and that completes our structure. And that's what we're looking for now, this leg down to complete the structure. All right, so I'm going to drop back down to the 1 minute here. So I'm getting a nice move, getting some nice profits. I can now move my stop into positive and continue moving it down. But I could still get stopped out at this point. So again, no guarantee that that I'm going to be safe at that point. They can spike it back up to take you out. So moving your stop is hazardous sometimes. Can be hazardous. Let's see what Tesla's doing. That Tesla's still not doing much, Peter. We've got a 1, 2, 3 top though. So they did come back into the gap.
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I see that 1, 2, 3 top. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a 2 candle gap. So it's different from the 3 candle gaps. This is like the opening gap in the morning with the stocks. So I can mark it as just using the bodies of the candle. Whereas if it was a 3 candle gap, then you mark it with the low points or the high points. So they come back into the gap, and then they give you a quick 1, 2, 3 here. And now we've broken that low. Looks likely that we're heading down to take out this low.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. It'll go up to the 15. You remember from yesterday, I was saying that Tesla was showing us that we could come back up into this area, and then I'd be looking for them to come back down to take out this low. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was our analysis on Tesla. So I remembered that, and from the NAS, I was thinking the NAS was going back up to take out this high up here on the NAS. And so when Tesla at the close, near the close of the market, started to falter here, and I realized, oh yeah, Tesla had this huge 1, 2, 3, and I didn't expect them to come and break this high, and they didn't. They came very close to it. So it was like, okay, maybe they're not actually, we're not, NAS shouldn't be going up there. It's going to be turning over like I was suspecting, and we would be coming back down to take out this low eventually. So this is what's happening now. So it took a long time to do it, but it's playing out. So quite interesting there, because remember I marked this gap saying that we could come into this gap and we could turn, or they could even go up into this gap, a second gap higher, and we could turn from that point. And they still went even higher, but they did not take out the high. So it kept the 1, 2, 3 intact. So our structure is a impulse structure because we did not go into, or no, I'm sorry, it's not an impulse structure. That's a lie. It is an impulse. It's not an impulse structure because we did go into this area, but we did not take out the high of our number 3 point. So that's our number 3 point. There's our 1, there's our 2. And so because we did not go in and take that out, that still gives us a valid structure. It's just a different type of a structure. So we're inside a channel, something like this, and we're chopping up. So we're still expecting them to take this low out. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see how we're doing here. Am I still alive? It's still alive here. Okay. So we're getting a little bit of a pullback. So this is where now, again, they can come back up and take me out because I'm sitting above equal highs. And you would think that they would just continue down without coming back up, but sometimes they just don't have enough orders, and they know that there are lots of stops here like mine now. So they could come back up and take you out. But there's an order block here. So hopefully that's enough for them to continue down without going all the way back up in here, but they could. So I'd have moved my stop in prematurely. I could move it again back up, but I don't want to move it now. It's fine. If they take me out, I'll sell some more. But even if they don't take me out, I'll sell some more. So there we go. All right, so I'm looking for a fractal to add to my position. Get back to my seconds chart. Okay, they're going very quickly here now. So they came very close to taking me out. Where's 930 here? 930 is here. There's my, yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, they're going to bounce off this gap here and continue down. So you see how they're not closing above the gap. They just wicked up above it. So this gap, this first gap here after 930 can turn into a inverted gap. That should continue to take us down, hopefully here, without taking me out at this point. So based on that premise, I will sell another one right here. And I could get, okay, so now my stop is back above where I bought. So I should be, might be tight now with my stop. So I'm going to move it up just a tad because I added to that position. I'm going to move it up just a little bit just to give it a bit of breathing room. Hopefully they don't go up there and take me out. So that, again, they're going to wick it more so than anything else in here. And you can see the bodies are just hanging into that gap. We're getting that drop. So I've got some beautiful profits now. So I could quickly take some profits off again. Let's take off 80. Yeah, that's great. That's some nice profits there. So to quickly take off a bunch again. And let's see if we can continue down. So this is how you can add to your position as price is going, and you can quickly start making a lot of profits. So now that, you know, I'm in a position where it doesn't matter if they go back up and take me out or whatever, you know, made enough profits there to quit for the week, never mind for the session here. And that's how quickly you can make the profits, you know. It all depends on your lot size or your position size, of course, right? So this is a good position size. I would be in my Axie account, I'd be at a third of that. I'm not taking that big of a risk. So you have to play based on your own account size. So for those on YouTube, do not take our trades. These are just for educational purposes only. We're not expecting anyone to take our trades. You do that at your own risk. That's our little disclaimer. So if you do like what you're seeing, though, however, with this 1, 2, 3, do give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. All right, so they're slowly trying to come down, but they're not coming down as quickly as I would have expected here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retrace. So this whole thing now becomes a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right? 1 or 2 or 3. So we're looking for them to take out this low and continue us down to the lows. So to make you understand what I'm doing here, this because I make this a 1 and this a 2, and this a 3. This is also a 1 here and a 2 here. The first time we did this, that was our 2 and then a 3. So we have a smaller one, the first one that starts, and then you get this drop here. So at this point, we expect them to take out this low. That gives us that move up. They take out that low. We drop to this point. So now that this whole move gives us our structure that we're looking for. That's our structure. So when we get the pull back, push back up, this whole thing becomes a 1 and a 2 and a 3. And now we're looking for them to take out this low and continue down. That's what's happening right now. So you see how that gap, they're still only wicking through it, but they're not closing above it. So I should be relatively safe here, and we should still continue down to take out this low. So that's the structure. And that structure, the structure that I just drew here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call it one in Elliott wave terms. That's the structure. It was counted as 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 3 and 5. That's the structure. In this leg here, it's an A and a B and a C. So that's the structure, and then you get the move to take out this level and continue down. So that's what we're waiting for now, for this to drop, continue down. But that's the structure. But this structure is not based on any time frame. It's relevant to any time frame that you're on. Okay, so that's, so if I went up to the hourly time frame, what's going on is the same thing. So this move here would be our 1 at this point. Let me just move the chart over a little bit. This move here would be our 1. Get my crayon back. That's our 1. So now our 2 would be here, and our 3 would be here. As if this is higher than this high that by a tick, then that nullifies. So I think it looks like it's higher. Let's see. 496.5. 495 it is. So that is not a true 1, 2, 3 top. Interesting. So that nullifies that 1, 2, 3 by just a couple of ticks there. All it took. So interesting. So it looks like it was, but it's not. Go to the 15-minute time frame. Nope, so they're coming right back up in here again. So you see how they're playing around quite a bit. Let me just see what they're doing. So again, okay, so this is the first time they've come up so high. Well, no, they've come up high before a couple of times. So they've gone above this one. So it's a little bit of a sweep. Oh, they're going up higher this time. So they couldn't close above this gap for the first time. But we still have 30 seconds in this candle. So let's see if they actually do close above this gap. I wouldn't expect them to, but this should still just be a wick. Because we want this gap to be an inverted gap that continues us down. We don't want them to close above it, ideally. Okay, so they didn't close. So they went up and took everybody out. So anybody who would stops here has been taken out. And now we should again be looking for them to come down to take out this low. So we're still in the game. But again, they're going back up. Why are they going back up again? This is the only one left now. These guys are gone. So interesting in here. So the only thing possible is that we're wrong about us coming back down, and they're going to go through and take out the highs and continue going up, which is not what I'm expecting here. So I'm expecting them to drop it. So this is quite interesting that they're fooling around in here. So they're really giving people a chance to get in if we're right about them coming down. So we did get a closure above for the first time, above the gap. So that's interesting. So there we got a closure above. So the gap is not holding. There's an order block as well. How's Tesla doing here?
Not a heck of a lot.
Not much, eh? Wow. So they're just playing around, playing around. S&P is playing around as well. So am I wrong here? And they still haven't got enough. They're going to go back up to take out the highs. That's a possibility. You know, I can't rule that out, right? Cannot rule that they could go back up one more time, but I'm not expecting that at this point. Bitcoin's still going up. Interesting. So Bitcoin's move has taken us up past the midpoint of the large gap here on the 15-minute. There's a 15-minute gap. We're past the midpoint. There is another small gap way up here, but I would not have expected them to go way up here. So I'll mark it. And reason why I'm not expecting them to go up there, I'm looking at the move from this low to high. And we're looking at, 50%, which is right about here. If I use this high here, we're still way above 50% retrace. So I wouldn't be expecting them to go too much higher than 50%, maybe as possible as high as 79% is definitely a possibility. So looking at the structure, since I got quite a large 1, 2, 3 here, and then we get this move drop. So this is realistic. This is reasonable. We could even go up to the top of the gap. So I'll be looking for a 1, 2, 3 top on Bitcoin. Well, and I've been stopped out of NAS. Wow. So that's amazing that they've taken me out. Okay, so my expectation is all messed up here because I'm not expecting them to come back to take me out. Like I say, it's fine because I've made lots of profits, but I was looking for this gap here to hold and keep us coming down, but it's not. So I'm obviously wrong. And why am I wrong? I'm trying to figure that out now, right? Why are they not going back down as expected? So I've got, starting from the bottom, they sweep this low, they give me a 1, 2, 3, they move up. So the only course is that this is a fourth wave here, and we're not done, and they're still going to go and take out the high. So that would make sense, although this is a very small 1, 2, 3, so you would think that we were done at this point. So this is where the count can get tricky. And so this could be a legitimate 1, 2, 3 bottom, another 1, 2, 3, yet another one, and then we're going up one more time to take out the highs. So now I have to be careful and watch S&P and the NAS together because we could get some sort of divergence at this point. So, where you can see S&P is heading up to take out the high quickly, while the NAS is a bit lagging. So S&P is already there. So remember I said that those equal highs possibility that they could go back up there, but I wasn't expecting them to do that because I thought maybe we were done. So that's why we're not coming down. So this is a very sneaky, tricky little play here on their part. So both of them had the same gap. S&P and the NAS had the similar gap at the same spot. Did not hold. So they are going to take out the high. So they've taken out the high on the S&P, but not on the NAS as yet. So we could get divergence here. So if we get divergence, then I'm back into the NAS coming back down. It looks like we're going to possibly get divergence here. Possibly, I say. I say possibly because we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. Let me get rid of this sale thing. We do have a 1, 2, 3 there. So at this point, I would be expecting, this kind of move still to take out this high here. So because I have a 1, 2, 3, I'm expecting them to take the high one more time. So any pullback, we could still go back up one more time. So we might not have any divergence after all once we get another push back up. But this is where you have to be flexible and be able to change your analysis when you see that you're wrong. And if I could get it right every time, like I say, it would be fantastic. But even being wrong, you can be right making profits. So, it's pretty good. I should have realized that once they started messing around in here and not coming down immediately, that, oh yeah, they're just tricking us. We're in a fourth wave and they're messing around and they're going to go back up and take everybody out. So there's only these guys left now. So S&P's already taken out these guys, but NASDAQ is still struggling to take them out. However, I still expect them to take them out because, again, our structure is not complete yet. So we should go back up one more time to take out these guys and these guys. S&P, same thing. We'd expect them to go back up one more time, take out these guys. So this is where I can be patient and wait now because I don't want to jump in early because, again, I'm at that point here. I don't want to jump in early to go short when I'm expecting another move to take out the high. So this is where the patience comes in. So it's interesting because you see how you can be fooled because you think, okay, you got a 1, 2, 3, that's legitimate. And so you're selling to come down and you get 5 waves and everything, you get that move back in and everything looks good. Like, okay, we should be coming through and taking out the lows. But if you're not at the right spot, That's all they're doing. They're just doing that little structure in here, and then they're going to continue up to take out the high. So this move in here, where it looked like we were done, we weren't. And that's all there is to it. So it's a miscount. Very sneaky on their part, that's for sure. And maybe Bitcoin was giving us a hint. Bitcoin said, you know, I'm not turning back at this point yet. I'm still going up. You know, Bitcoin is saying, okay, I'm still on the way up. So maybe the NAS isn't done yet either. So Bitcoin gave us a 1, 2, 3 there, and it's going back up. So it's a little different on Bitcoin in that sense. So this looked more like a fourth wave at this point on Bitcoin, interestingly. So Bitcoin was giving us a hint. And maybe Tesla gave us a hint as well. Let's see. No, Tesla's not really giving us much of a hint, except that it's sideways. So it's just still flat. So they could come back up and take out this high. These stragglers here, these guys here could get taken out before we get the drop. But it's interesting. As soon as you get a 1, 2, 3, your expectation is that we're just going to come straight down. But it's not always that way. Okay, so I should be looking for a turnaround here now on the NAS. So we've broken above the high. So let's look at both of them. We've broken the highs. We've got a clean. So you see how they've taken out this level, you know, on both. And so now I could get, again, just like I was confident here to jump in to come back, I can be confident again at this point now that, okay, maybe our structure now has completed. We've taken out the highs. I can now look for a 1, 2, 3 here to come back down, taking out these lows and all the way down. So I'll watch for that now. So it's still possible at this point on the NAS that we could go up one more time here to take this high, because the structure, although we've looks like we could be completed in here, there's also a 1, 2, 3. So we could be doing this and one more time. We never ever, you know, it's always the structure. So keep that in mind. So that puts us up into that gap. The 15-minute gap. Oh, it's a large 15-minute. There's a large 15-minute gap there. Five minutes. We're almost at the midpoint, so it looks like they want to take the high out one more time. So if I had been a bit more on the ball and realized that this was a fourth wave, you see, I could have taken the trade to the upside here. But my whole mind and analysis was set on this gap holding and taking us back down at this point. So you're not looking at it as a 1, 2, 3 bottom to go up. And that's, you know, that's a mistake on my part. So this is how you can get fooled. So that all makes sense what I'm saying. This is what makes the game fun, trying to figure it out. because this is a beautiful 1, 2, 3 bottom at this point that they're creating. It's a great 1, 2, 3 there. And had I in any way, shape, or form realized at this point that this was just a fourth wave, then I would be in on that move to the upside, because I'm expecting them to take out this high. You see? So if you can see that, and then you realize where you are, then that's the move. That's the correct play. I'm looking for them to take this high one more time, just like they did here. Same thing. So from this low, they would be like here. They make a 1, 2, 3, and they made a 1, 2, 3 here, and now we push up to this level, which is here, and so they pull back. So we would expect them to go back up now, take that high. But I wouldn't buy here because this move is not very big, just a small bit. I'd more rather wait for the larger 1, 2, 3 here to come back down. So I could be wrong though. Still, this could be the top. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean I'm right that they're going to take that high out, because we could get divergence with S&P. S&P could take the top, take the high out, and NASDAQ might not, or NASDAQ might take the high out and S&P might not. So this is very interesting now, and see which one, if either of them take the high. That's our time. Okay, we're in an algo trade now, right? Algo time. So algo started at 10 o'clock, and we've moved to the upside in the algo. Not much of an algo, really, but we do have a gap here. It's the same as we had a gap here. Just touched it, bounced. So now we're in the midpoint of this gap. Do we go back up? That's the expectation here. S&P's come down a little lower than the NAS. So S&P is kind of saying maybe they don't want to go back up, interestingly. So we see how the S&P has broken through its gap at that point. So it's saying that perhaps it's done. It's not going to go back up there anymore. In comparison to the NAS, we're probably doing the same thing now. No, NAS is still kind of, well, it went through as well. So we've closed below the gap. So the gap is no longer really enforced. It can become a inverted gap now. So we're not going back to take out the high as expected here, interestingly. So I do have a clean 1, 2, 3 at this point, and we're coming down. So any retrace now would present a sell. So they're not taking out the high. Interesting. All right. So looking for a retrace, and I have a gap there, and a little gap there. Will they take out the low first? And then give us the retrace? So that's quite interesting here that they did not go back up one more time to take the high. So that's a sweep. Change of character. So looking for a retrace or a sell. Is that as much as they're going to give us? So they're going to go a little higher up. So I'll take the sell there. I'm not sure how far up they're going to go. We've touched into the gap. It looks like that should be about enough. Maybe they'll go a little higher, but it's pretty good at that point. Pretty small gap. So then my stop would be the high of this candle that created the gap. Right there. So if I'm wrong, then I get taken out. It looks like, wow, they're going up. So this should be safe, but there is no safe in this game. Could be in trouble here. They're going to take that high one more time, it looks like. That would put me out. Can I survive this or not? Doesn't look good. Nope. So that's the technical spot for my stop. That's why I hate putting stops in. That is the technical spot for my stop. So if they're taking me here, then it's likely that they might go and take it here. So I wouldn't want to put myself way up there because that's way too much risk at that point. And putting the stop up here, if they're coming up to take these guys as well, then the last high is not even safe. So they've breached this low. We're looking for a retrace to continue down, and they're going up higher. So why are they going up higher at this point? It's the question, right? See S&P. S&P is doing the same thing. So it might just be stop placement, or they're really actually going up to take the high. I was right in the first place, but I'm counting wrong again for some reason. So this again could be our 3. So we do have 1, 2, and this could be our 3. This is our 4, and then they're really actually going up one more time. So they could have fooled me again easily. Same thing they did here. It looked like we were done, and then they go and take out the high. So it's the same type of play, and you can get fooled, and that could be what it is. No problem. If that's the case, then I'm going back in over here to come back down still, because that's my expectation still. So So very astute on their part, if that's the case. Watch for divergence again. Wow. And it looks like that's the case, isn't it? They came back down to take the buyers out. So did we break the high? So I've given back most of my profits. Oh, well, it's a lot of my profits back. So looking for one more breach of the high. This is the highs here. So we're not getting any divergence at this point. So I'm still expecting them to go up one more time, but maybe they're not going to go up one more time. You know, this is a possibility as well. So again, you have to always look at all the possibilities, but maybe they are. Maybe this is the high. And I did put my stop on the correct candle for my sell, and was taken out. Of course, some traders would put their stop, you know, up above the high. So if that was the case, and we did come back down and start going down, then they're safe, right? And they're not taken out at this point. But again, I'm still looking for them to go back up one more time. That's a possibility, but the more they come down, the less likely the possibility becomes. We have stops about here. And stops here. Okay, so look that they're making an attempt here to go back up. So let's see if they do. I just wanted to quickly take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin right now is a similar pattern. You get the 1, 2, 3 down here. We come up. You see how they do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. they go back up, make a 1, 2, 3 here. So what Bitcoin is showing us right away that we're in a fourth wave compared to the NAS, which was a little bit more sneaky. They came down like that. So it's the same pattern. It's just that the NAS came straight down. So it looked like they were done at this point. But the Bitcoin is different. We get our 1, 2, 3, we move up. Now we can clearly see that they're just manipulating the area, and we would expect them to take out these highs. You see the difference is very clear. So Bitcoin would be a way better sell once we get up above, once we take out these highs. So a little patience there on Bitcoin, that could become a nice trade. Go back to NAS. So you see the difference with the NAS. They did do the same thing, but they came down in a quicker way, and this on this angle. So quite interesting how they did it. So it doesn't. So it looks like you're done at this point because you get a 1, 2, 3 right away. So on Bitcoin, go back to it again. Bitcoin, you do get a 1, 2, 3. Yes, you do. However, this is very large. This move tells us that, oh, wait a minute, this is not a 1, 2, 3 to sell, because we kind of know where we are. If that makes sense, guys. This is how you can kind of see how they're deceptive. So still looking for them to go back up one more time here. Will we get it or not? So just as Bitcoin's going up, we would expect the NAS to go up one more time here. So let's see if it does. You know, Tesla is doing still sideways. Wow. So quite interesting here with Tesla. So we've got a sweep here, Peter, on Tesla. And we got a 1, 2, 3. So it looks like they're slowly going to go up here now. Take out this high we talked about earlier.
Although I see a downtrend continuation pattern when the dust settles, which sees us going down at least 5 points.
Yes, but in the short term here, they can go back up and take these guys out who sold first.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so watch for that. So the NAS is slowly making its way back up. Yeah, this is super tricky stuff at this point. These guys are good. So let's see if we. So because I believe Bitcoin's heading up there, up, I could buy Bitcoin to go up, but I'm expecting them to go up and take out this high up here. Right? I could do a buy right there to go up and take out that high. So my target would be the high. Just for a quick scalp. Come back. Wow, that's quite a retrace here. Is it going to take that low? I don't know. So I wouldn't have expected that. 549.79, 547. Oh, they did take that low. Wow. So this is, they went back and took out the low. So I'm going to buy some more because I still expect them to go back up. So that was very sneaky of them to do that. Would not have expected that. They would do that again. Very, very, very sneaky here for them to come back down and take that low one more time. If we can get above that high. Just that little move with the lot size gave me some nice profit there. If I'd been quicker, I could have got taken a little bit off, but let me see them break that high, and I would take some off. Very close again. Hmm. This is our new 1, 2, 3. And we're taking out the number 3 point. So it gives me, oops, again, I'm not fast enough again, messing around. Okay, I'll take some off at this time. Not fooling around with them. Okay, so now I'm good. Let's see if we can break through that high and push up to the target here. So I was counting it as this is our number 3 point, and then we get an A and a B and a C and a D and an E, and because we swept that low. So I thought, okay, that's the bottom. So this will be our 1, 2 here. And then we go, but they swept it again right there. So by sweeping the second time, it's telling me that I kind of had it close. Like this is my A, my B, my C, my D, but this is a 1, 2 here. This is a 3, this is a 4, and this is a 5. So that's why they swept it again. You see, so now the true 1, 2, 3 comes in at this point to go. So just that little sneakiness right there. So I wouldn't expect them to take the low again, but if they do, then something is not right here. And I'm still messed up in the count, right? So let's see. So they came very close. It looks like they took it again. I cannot even. 547.94. Yes, they did. Wow. So they took it again. So something's, my count is really off here. Something is messed up here for them to come back and take this low again. So why are they taking the lows twice? So my count looked like it was okay, even at this point, but now they're going back down and taking the low one more time. So that's very unusual. Something's not right. So where am I messing up, right? In this, and this is a fourth wave, so you don't know because they're manipulative in here. It's all manipulation in here. So it looked pretty good that I was correct, even the first time.
Looks like they've taken out 2 highs in the 1 minute Tesla.
On the Tesla going back up?
Yeah, but I think they've probably taken out as many highs as they want to take out right now.
Okay, so they've taken out these guys, so there's only this one left. So it's still possible they're going to go for that one. And the reason is, of course, because we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. So keep that in mind. That 1, 2, 3 is intact. So we can take this high out again and then go for the other high. See?
Yeah, but I'm looking at the big picture, which is we're in a downtrend.
Yes, yeah, because we're coming down and we're chopping in this area. So that's kind of what we're expecting.
I mean, I'm not looking for a short-term quick hit on it to the upside. I'm looking for a big hit to the downside.
Yes, yes. Understandable. Let me go back to Bitcoin here and see where we're at. Okay, so I'm kind of a little bit perplexed here why they took the low a second time, but I'm still expecting them to go up. So I'm not panicking out of my trade. That's, reason why I didn't even put a stop, because my expectation is that we're going to go up and take that high. So why they're taking these lows a second time, I'm not sure why at this point. It's very odd behavior. So this looked like a good 1, 2, 3 to take us out. So now you have to start over. It's a new 1, 2, 3 at this point, take us up. So if I get that, I could even add to my position now if I wanted to. But I'd like to see them break the high here first, give me a pullback, and then that would present a buy opportunity in here. So I'm getting a gap here, a little gap right there, so that can become our launch pad to take us up. So can we take the high up first, or will they not take the high up? So we're getting a sweep of the low. So looking for a sweep of the high, and then a retrace back into the gap, and then a go. So that would give us a nice 1, 2, 3 there. I can understand them taking the low here, but I don't understand why they've taken the low again. It's a bit odd behavior here. but we are in a fourth wave, so they can do whatever they want in here. How's NASDAQ? Have we made it up? We still haven't made it above these highs yet. So still expecting them to go take out those highs. So similar to what Bitcoin's doing, it's chopping. They're chopping, trying to get up there, but it's a slow motion move. S&P, similar. So S&P, there's no divergence or anything going on. All right. So Bitcoin took the high. Okay, so now I'm expecting them to pull back. At that point, I could add to my position here, or I could even take some profits off now. Or maybe they won't even pull back. They'll just go straight up, which is ideal. Always nice is they just don't pull back at all when you're in it. So this is giving me nice profits at that point. So I could take some off or just let it go to target at this point. So do I just let it go or do I take some off? Because they can still pull back on you at this point too, right? Let's see something here. They did not take that high. So that was nice profits. I could have taken something off. I mean, I had, $5,000 profit right there. Okay, this time I will take it off because they might still come back. I'll do a partial on that and take 2,500 off. Let's see where else can they go here on the 5-minute. There isn't really much higher they can go. I guess they could come all the way up to here. That's possible, but I've not really seen that happening. Yeah, so that's a reasonable target there. Put a stop into positive.
They took out the final high on the 1-minute Tesla.
Yes, as expected. So there's Tesla 5-minute. We've gone right back up above that high. So there is a midpoint of that gap that they could be reaching for. But at this level here, you can see the beautiful structure. 1, 2, the 3, the 4. And that's what we're looking for. We'd expect that they would do that, take out the highs. So now you'd be looking for a 1, 2, 3 up here to come back down.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So that's it. I'm looking for them to go up now and take out this high. So I'm going to just put my target a little higher because I think that we can go a little higher than this. Not too much, mind you, but just a little bit higher. So I'm in a no-lose situation. I made some profits, got my loss back, and looking for them to continue up. One more time. And with this, this target here, you don't have to do that. You can keep your target right at the high, and that's, without being greedy, you can do that. I'm just putting it a little higher just because they don't just go, directly to the high and then turn around. It doesn't work that way. If we go to this level, if we go to this target here, price usually goes through the target. Because there are stops there. So they're not just going to go and kiss it and turn around. That's not how price operates. It goes up and goes through, because there's stops here, right? So there's a whole series of stops here. It's not just stops sitting right at the high. So you can put your target a little higher or a little lower, depending on which direction you're going. But it's up to you. I mean, you can put it right on the high. That's fine. But you see, they could, by me moving my stop up, I can get stopped out. It's one of the reasons I don't like moving my stop at all. So. NAS has dropped. Wow. Okay. S&P dropped. Okay. So so they didn't attack the highs. That's interesting. Oh, so you put you in dilemma, because you're like, okay, why are they doing what they're doing? Like, why would they not go and attack the highs at this point? And they're so close to doing it. Interesting. So it's a totally different structure than what we're looking at, right? So this is how the expectation. You get this move, and you're expecting, oh yeah, we're going to go right up and take out the high, but they say no, we're not doing that right away. We're going to just do some stuff in here before we do it. You see, so that's like with Tesla. Tesla was doing the same kind of dance in here before they finally did that. But to discern what they're doing before they do it is very difficult sometimes. You can see with Bitcoin, it's a lot more straightforward. We can see the pattern very clearly, but yet they still manipulated it at this point where they tricked me, because they know people are putting their stops here. So they come and take you out. So there you go, you're gone. And then you think, okay, that's good. We're good to go now. And they come and take you out again. And then you're like, okay, why? And at this point, if you've been stopped out twice, you're not going to go back in a third time. You're going to be, okay, licking your wounds. So this is the whole ploy in this area. It's very messy and choppy. There's order to it, even in this choppiness, but it's sometimes they're tricky and they do stuff like this, and it perplexes you. So with NAS, yeah, and S&P, now they're kind of doing the same thing. We have our 1, 2, 3. We move up to this level. We're expecting them to break that level. They drop back, they come down, they come back. You're expecting them to go, and they say, no, we're not doing that. We're just gonna chop it up a bit more, take everybody out who decided to buy. Maybe they'll take these guys out. These guys have already been swept. So there's only orders sitting here. These guys are gone now, right? These guys are gone. So all the liquidity is sitting up above. So maybe that's enough now. They don't have to go and take these guys anymore, and we can turn and go back up one more time. So that's how tricky this stuff can be. That's why with our 1, 2, 3 method model, we try to avoid this area because it's very hazardous. You can see, this is what we want to catch, is this move here to go up to there, get out, take our profits here, and we're good. We don't want to mess around in here, because you lose all your profits that you've made in here if you play around in here. And I think I've gone over that so many times. But you can see the truth of it, right?
I can hear an echo.
Oh, is there an echo from me?
No, you said you played this tune many times. I said,
Oh, yeah. Yes. You know, how many times have I said, you know, we've got to avoid the wave force because they're very dangerous, a very nasty area that they manipulate everyone. And it's difficult.
Somebody could write a book about how to trade wave 4.
Not me.
Not me.
But yet we have a group of traders who are called the Wave 5 traders, and that's all they do is trade Wave 5. So we get the 1, 2, we get up to here, and they're looking to get in at this point to go up to take out this point because they have a high probability of this occurring to take out that high. Oh, it looks like I just got stopped at my Bitcoin. Wow. Okay, so they drop back mercilessly. Okay, so okay, no problem. I still had positive. That's why I don't like moving my stop up sometimes because they've taken me out, but it's just a little blip here, hopefully, and it will still continue up to take out the high in any case. So there again. In here, we have a 1, 2, they go up, they're chopping it up and down in here. Same thing they're doing here. They're chopping it up and down in here. So it's the same thing. It's just on a smaller scale. This is the same. This is the same as this. And so we would expect them to go up and take out these highs again. So it's just a matter of being able to stay in the trade. So ideally, when you get in, like if I get in here, you want to stay with your stop down here and not move your stop up, ideally. But sometimes you get away with it. You can put your stop, move your stop into positive, and they'll continue. But in this case, they're not. They're taking these guys out. So that's just the way it is. So are they coming back to this gap again, perhaps? Maybe. There's a tiny gap there as well. So still expecting them to go back to the upside here, but we'll see. So these guys are done. These two are still intact. So let's see if we can. So Tesla went, okay, so Tesla's made a 1, 2, 3 top already. Wow, that was quick, Peter.
Yeah, I see that.
They didn't fool around.
It broke that upward channel.
Yeah.
You could draw lines on it.
Yeah, and broke the low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a channel here and one coming from that way. So yeah, this pullback now would, wow, we've got a gap here. We've pulled back into the gap already. That might be it. They might pull back one more time, but this might have been it. And then we're heading straight down.
But we're still in wave 4. That's what scares me. Like, you know, we're technically still in wave 4. So, you know, they can still jerk you around.
Yes.
Until I need to see convincing proof that we're breaking out of wave 4 to the downside. I'm just looking for an entry point that, you know, is legitimate.
Well, let's look at it from a higher time frame. So from the 5, very choppy, but I can see the count. So they could still go up one more time. You see, it's still possible because there is a 1, 2 here. So this move is just a fourth wave chop, and we could still go up one more time. That's the sneaky part of their strategy in here, right? That's how they hunt everybody down and take them out. So it looks like we're done, but it also looks like we're not done. So that might sound contradictory, but this move could be our 3. So you always have to look at it that way. You think, okay, am I really done here? And so they do this, and they come down. They make it look like, oh yeah, we're everybody's jumping in now to go short. They could even take this guy out, but then he can still go back up
It's a game
because
of
now
hide
they've got
and seek.
all the shorts in.
Yeah, it's a game of hide and seek.
Yes, because remember they have to put in a lot of money to be able to move this market. They have to
Yeah.
buy or sell, pick up a lot of orders up here. So for them to do that, they need to go back up and get the sellers here, right? And the buyers, because there are buyers here too. The guys who think that it's going up are buying, and so there are lots of stops. It's the stops that they want, right? So this is the whole game, and yeah, it can be super tricky. So this area is our area where we don't want to see them come in if we're going to go back up. But if they take this low here, there are buyers here. They take this low, then it's a possibility that, yeah, maybe they're done and they'll go back and then they'll drop it.
Yeah, they might be done now. On the 1 minute, it looks like there's a possibility of further weakness, but I'm not jumping in until I'm totally convinced.
Yeah, this is a line in the sand here at this point, this low, because we could certainly take it, but they can still go back up. And they might only go halfway and then we drop it. Or they can continue up one more time to take out the highs. So it's very tricky. Like I say, it's where patience comes in, because if you jump in too early, then you get going to drawdown, you can get stopped out, all that kind of stuff. So you have to be able to manipulate.
I think the lesson for newbies listening in on YouTube, a lesson I've learned is that it may look like you're not doing anything and not making any money, especially in wave 4. But if you hang in there during the trading session from 6:30 to 1 or whatever your time zone is, there's going to be a swing that's going to make money, and it's worth the wait.
Yes.
Because when Tesla finally makes its move, it's a big move. Like right now, you're thinking, we're in wave 4, it's not going to do anything. But when you least expect it, this thing's going to drop like a stone. Like we're in a downtrend continuation pattern. This is the price equilibrium or consolidation phase. Leg 1's already in, leg 2 to come. Leg 2 is going to be the same distance as leg 1, which is going to be about at least $5. So, it's worth waiting. But in the meantime, if you're not going to be patient, you may as well find another game, because this is a game of patience more than anything else.
Yes.
Especially in wave 4, you can think, oh, there's a 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a 1, 2, 3 top. But really, in wave 4, it's buyers and sellers duking it out, and no one side has won yet. So, and the market makers are moving things around. So it's wave 4 is really tough.
Yeah, you're at their mercy here at this point. It's a very, yes, we're expecting them to take this low, but you can see they're not doing it in a orderly type of way. So it's very tricky. Yes, I expect them to take that high on the way up from this low. Once they took the low, so I'm giving you the nitty-gritties of what's going on, but it's just it's subjective in here, because it doesn't mean that I'm right. As you can see, it's sometimes you're totally befuddled as to what they're doing. So they know what they're doing for sure, because they're the ones that are planning out their moves. And so if you can kind of figure it out beforehand, you have a fighting chance. But it's very, very tricky, and that's kind of what I'm trying to portray here.
Like yesterday with Tesla, it looked like nothing was going to happen for a long period, because price was moving up in a channel, and I think around half an hour before close, the price just dropped like a rock. I mean, it was breathtaking, 6 or 7 points at least. And so these moves happen if you can just wait them out. Like, I think we're going to have a nice move to the downside here at some point. When, I don't know, but price, the number one indicator is price. Like, price leaves clues. Like, price will tell you when it's going to move down. You just have to, I don't know, sit on your hands and wait it out. It's tough because there's opportunities where you say, oh, I see a 1, 2, 3 top, but really we're in wave 4 still. So you gotta, with wave 4, you've got to find a convincing argument to take you out of wave 4. Otherwise, you're going to get jerked around all over the place.
Indeed.
You'll go short, and then you'll go long, and then you'll go short, and then you'll go long. Before you know it, you've burned a lot of money.
But look at what they've done with Bitcoin now, all of a sudden now. So my expectation that they would go up and take everybody out up here and take out this high has just been shattered. You see? So I was sitting in here hoping that they would go up one more time to take me out of profit. They took me out on my stop. And I'm lamenting that, I moved my stop into positive and got taken out. But that's a good thing, because otherwise, look what would have happened to me. So my expectation has been shattered here, because my expectation is that we would go up and take out that high, because this is a typical fourth wave type affair, and we'd go up and take out the high. So they're not doing that. And I've said this before. I've noticed on Bitcoin that a lot of times they don't take out that high, which is very unusual, because we're expecting them to take that high. So those fifth wave traders who are looking for the fifth wave here are all crying right now, right? Because they've got their stops here. All the buyers have got their stops here, and so they're just in lamentations now, because their expectation is that, yes, this high was going to be taken. So that's just the way it is. That's the nature of the beast, as it were. It's not a game for the faint of heart. And you can't cry over, your stop being hit and all that. It's just the way the game is. So this, they can still make their way back up there. They can still take that out. This still is a 1, 2. This still is a 3. This still is a fourth wave. We can still go back up and take that high. So it's just that this move down was unexpected. We were thinking, oh, they're going to go right away. That's the difference. But once you start to understand that, this opens up the whole game for you. But it's very, very difficult. This is very difficult to teach, because you have to expect the unexpected, as Peter just said. Just the way it is.
But I think the thing that I've learned from you, which I didn't know before, was how the market makers take out highs, and then now it looks like they're going down to take out lows on wave 4 Tesla 1 minute. I didn't know that before, but it makes sense.
Well, big time. Yeah.
When you see it actually happening, you say, "Oh, Lennox was right after all," because they took out the highs on the 1 minute Tesla, and now you can see that they've taken out at least 2 lows. Now they're going for another low, I think. So it's very interesting how this works.
How the manipulation goes on. Yeah. So at this point, because on Tesla, because we had a 1, 2 here, so we look at it. I use the bodies of the candles right here, because I don't want to use the wick, because the wick is just kind of their wickedness. They just kind of use that to chop people out and stuff. So if I draw a line across the bodies, this area, we don't really want to, if we're to continue to the upside to take out this high again, based on our structure, then we don't really want to see price come back in here. but they have. So if they do that, then you have to kind of reconsider everything and think, okay, what's going on? Why are they coming back way down into this area of? So our structure is like this. We don't want to see price coming back in here. We want to see price bouncing to the upside to take out the high. Once they violate that and come in here, then it's like, okay, why are they doing that? You know, something somehow your count is not correct. Something is messed up. You're in a totally different type of structure.
It could be that we have a 1, 2, 3 top there that's gone 1, 2, 3 down, 3 down to 3, wave 4 down to 5, and maybe that's what's happening. I don't know.
Well, that's exactly what's happening. So, but the question is, why is that happening, right? Because we would expect that we would be bouncing from here, but you can see that that's not occurring. We get a 1, 2, we get a 3, we get a 4. So yes, we are expecting this to occur. We expect them to take this low, of course, but now it's violating our main guy who started this whole action. You see, it's violating this guy, this area. So now we have to kind of reassess why are they doing that? Why, what's going on? So now you have to look at it in a totally different way.
Well, we have to remind ourselves that we are on the 1 minute chart in wave 4. So
that's the whole key. You just said it right there, Peter. That is the whole key to the thing. Because if you remember that we are in this mess here, from the higher time frame, this is what's controlling the entire move, not this guy. You see? So this is what's controlling everything. And so now we know where we are. And we're in this mess. Yes, they can do whatever they want in here. There's no rhyme or reason to what they do in here. In essence, it's not like you can sit here and go, "Oh yeah, this is exactly what." It's a very manipulative area. So they can make it look like this and look like that because they're messing everybody up. You see, they're manipulating it because they're trying to accumulate to get out of here. And that's the whole secret to it. But for you to figure it out is also the what makes it difficult and fun. Or you just don't bother and just stay out of it and wait until such time that you see what you're looking for, see your model, which in our case is our 1, 2, 3. We're looking for a 1, 2, 3 top to get out of here. Out of this mess. We're in this mess and we're looking for this 1, 2, 3 top to get us out, to take out this low.
Yeah,
that's all we're looking for. So if you can just forget about all this stuff in here and wait for that 1, 2, 3 to show itself, maybe this is it, right?
Yeah,
maybe, but maybe not, because this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can pull back in here, and now we get a 1, 2, 3. And so then we could drop, you see? So this could be it. And then they could still go back up again and take out the high. And then we're looking for a new 1, 2. So you see what I mean? It's not straightforward and easy.
Yeah, the one thing to be careful for especially for newbies is when we're in wave 4 is you may get a 1, 2, 3 top. In this case, we're expecting to break out to the downside. But based on my experience, price will break out of wave 4 to the downside, and then it'll come back and back into wave 4 to test wave 4 before it continues its truck down. So it's getting out of wave 4 is tricky business at the best of times.
Yes, it is. So they're coming down to take out this low here, it looks like. So very unusual move to come all the way down here. So at this point now, I can see that I have, 1, 2, 3, because they've broken this level. So that's my 3, 4, and now we've got 5. So they can break this low, no problem. But now I'll be looking for a retrace back up to where, right? 50% area of this move. So that's basically looking for about a 50% retrace. So, somewhere back into this area to then drop. Are we going to drop? Maybe. They can still do this and go back up one more time, like I say, because we're still in a fourth wave. So if you understand that, you can get manipulated in here. You would jump in thinking, oh yeah, we're good, put a stop here, and they still come and take you out.
But I think overall they're setting it up for a fall to the downside.
Yes, that is the ploy here.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the meantime, they're shaking out all the buyers and sellers, and
That's right.
They'll move it down at their leisure.
That's correct. This is exactly what they're doing. So that's just, again, to get that understanding of what is occurring. And yeah, so I can see the pattern on the NAS very clear now, that they did what we expected, and in here, I thought they would go up one more time, take the highs. They did not. So that expectation was shattered. Now they've come down, swept this low. So we're creating a 1, 2, 3 top, just like Tesla is doing right now. So I would expect that they would come back in here and continue down. If I'm wrong, they're still going to go and take out these equal highs. That's still possible before they drop it down, right? It's the same thing like Tesla. Tesla is just sideways this way. These guys went up this way. But it's the same structure. It's the same.
Yeah. Same idea.
Yeah. That is the beauty of it, and they understand. So that we've got equal highs here. So there's a lot of stops here. So it doesn't take much for them to say, hey, let's just go up there and get them, right? Because it's cheaper prices. It's discount prices, right?
Exactly.
Why sell here when you can sell up here? Way better to sell up here.
Yeah.
But that is the game. All right. So on NAS, I could, say, okay, I kind of have a strong belief that they left all these guys up here for a reason. There's a lot of stops up here, right? So maybe I could do a buy, a sweep, come back in. I could do a buy here to go back up to take those highs out. That's reasonable. Because you're on the 1 minute chart, you can say, okay, I could take a quick scalp to get up here, just like I did on Bitcoin, right? You could do that, but you take a risk doing that. But you take a risk anytime you go to buy or sell, anyways, right? So you have to look at it in those terms as well. It's always a risk whenever you go into buy or sell. Let me get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. Okay, so I have a sweep. So here, this is like what's setting up right now is a perfect 1, 2, 3 bottom that we look for. So here is, I'll give you the perfect 1, 2, 3 bottom here. Okay, so here is, we get this move down. They move back up. They sweep to this low. They come back up, they sweep this high. So now we're pulling back in. This was a buy opportunity to go up. That's a perfect 1, 2, 3. So might have just missed it chatting away here, but there's the gap right there. There's another little gap right there. So they're pulling back. We would expect a pullback of approximately 50%. Of this move. Where are we? So they might be done. They might have done it already, and I missed it, right? So that right there. So 50% would have taken us back down here, but they only went to 38%. And that's enough. And then they leave. Or we're not done yet, and they could still come back in one more time, because this could be the high, right? And then we could come back down one more time still and go back down to the 50%. So sometimes you think that a lot of people jump in up here because they're thinking, oh yeah, they're going to go, but then they pull right back in and drown you, put you into drawdown here. So it's tough one here. People like to jump in on breakouts it's not such a great idea to do that because you can get drawn back in. So if that makes sense. So Bitcoin, similar move. They sweep. They make a quick 1, 2, 3. That's a quick buy for a scalp to go back up. If I was watching closely there intently, quick scalp to go right back up. Back to the NAS. So maybe that was it. Maybe that's all they were going to do and they're gone, right? And that's fine. You just missed that opportunity. If you're waiting for it to go back 50% back into these gaps, it did not. It only went to 38% on that retrace using this high, right? So it looks like at this point that we're getting a move to take out the highs. We've got a low, they sweep it, they sweep this high. We get our move here, we get a retrace. That's it. That was your entry opportunity. And then they leave. So very quick. So I would be in that trade if they would have dropped back a little bit more. But since they didn't, I'm not in it, and that's okay. You know, there's lots of 1, 2, 3s. Right? But if you're watching the pattern and you're seeing, okay, they're gunning for these highs, you have a good expectation that they're going to go up there. It's ideal to get in here to get that move, right? If you can see that. All right, so let's go back to Tesla again. So Tesla is doing this similar move. Now the question is Tesla going to take out the highs again? Or are they just going halfway to continue down? So that's the question that you have to ask yourself at this point. Because they came way down and went through this area of my 1, 2, 3, then my presumption would be that they would only go here and come back. They would not go to take out the high again.
They may be going to take out the lows again.
So we have gaps here. You can mark them off because these gaps, so they've come back into the first gap. So again, ideally, you want to see them retrace from here to this high, 50% approximately, right? So 50% is right here. So ideally, you want to see them come up in about 50% because that would put you in, in a nice, you got the premium discount type affair. So this is discount. I mean, we're in premium, but it's discount when you're selling. You're in premium when you're selling, really. So premium discount. So we want to sell when we're in premium, right? Discount. But yeah, so you want to be above 50% ideally when you're selling. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether you look at it as premium or discount. Not sure how that one works. George, you with us? If George is with us, he's been very quiet today.
I'm programming at this point, but I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this move, do we come above 50% into this gap? Or do they just go, into the... I think I did that. This is the wrong way. Up and down. This should be this way. Looks like this. So we did touch 50. So we touched 50%. So do they go a little higher, above 50%, and go into, about 62%, which would take us into this gap? I think that's probably what they're going to do. They're going to go up into here, right?
Well, that's an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which is the same we have on Tesla.
This is Tesla.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mind's. I'm
No
losing my
problem.
mind.
No problem. So
Losing my
yeah,
mind.
this looks good for a opportunity for a sell on Tesla now to come back down. However, you're taking a risk because they could still possibly go up to take these highs one more time. But I don't see that as a likely scenario.
Oh, they
So
wouldn't do that, would they?
this would be a good place for a stop.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And it's not a huge stop if you got in at 337.60 area and you had to stop at 338.85 or thereabouts. It's not terrible. So that's okay. So that's Tesla. So NAS, as again, that would have been a reasonable buy. We're still looking for them to go up. And Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's fighting to go back up again because Bitcoin is still in a fourth wave. So Bitcoin is there. So they do all this chop, drop, sweep everybody out. And we still could look for them to go back up to take out these highs one more time. So this high is still what our target is. But they did it. We're expecting them to do it right here. And they say, no, we're not done. We're going down to get some more. And so that's what they did. So this is what I was talking about earlier in the week or last week, where we expect things to happen right away, especially because we're on the 1 minute chart. We're expecting things to, immediately, as soon as we see it, to play out. But in reality, the market makers are on a different level than we are. They're up on the 4-hour daily charts, weekly charts and stuff, and they're looking for bigger moves. And so they have to bide their time. So things that we think are going to happen in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes can take 5 hours to play out. That we saw what happened the other day. And that's just the reality of the market. Because these guys are not playing, probably,
The
I don't know.
reality of the market is expect the unexpected.
Yes. I don't really know where these guys play, but it's all speculation. I've never had any definitive market maker come and tell me and show me, oh, yeah, this is how we do it. We've had tidbits, little snippets here and there, but, it's hard to put it all together and say definitively that this is what they're doing. So on the bigger picture of Bitcoin, all I can see on the bigger picture of Bitcoin is that we've got a 1, 2, 3 at this point. We went up to this level. They chop it all up, come back down. So my expectation is that Bitcoin is going to go back up to take out these highs and continue pushing to new highs in the mid to long term here. However, we're in a fourth wave right now, and we're getting chopped up a little bit. This is a 4-hour time frame. So on the hourly, we can see it much clearer. They came into this area, they chopped it all up. They drop it down. So again, we're in a fourth wave area, and it's all manipulation going on. So they're accumulating to continue going higher. But it's very difficult for you to get a ride out of here unless you're patient and wait for the proper setup. So that's why we're on the 1 minute time frame, just taking quick in and outs, because you can sit up here on the hourly and wait for that move out, but that can take a long time sometimes because you get big moves, of course. We played primarily off the hourly. When we were in the Forex world, we played only 1, 2, 3 tops on the hourly. So we would catch a move like this. We would see a 1, 2, 3 like this or like this, and we'd go in and catch this move on the hourly. So we'd be in for hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, 1, 2, 3 hours here. So we'd be in for hours, but you could do that if you're patient and you can wait and you can see this pattern. But we decided to go down to the 1 minute time frame to show everyone what's going on the higher time frames, because it's the same thing that's going on. This 1, 2, 3 top is just like what I showed you on the hourly. It just takes minutes, that's all. There is the move on Bitcoin heading back to the upside. So if I go back to the 5 minute, that's the expectation, is that we're going to go back up to take out the highs. But it doesn't mean that we're done, even if, because we take out the highs, if we take out the highs, go up to here, then this guy is still in jeopardy, because we're still looking for them to come down and take out that low. But in the interim, they have to do all this stuff, give us a 1, 2, 3 up here to come back down to take out that low. So that's the whole expectation. But in the interim, they're going, you have to go through all this stuff. And that's the exact same thing on Tesla. Tesla is got the big 1, 2, 3 here. Whoops, 1, 2, 3 here, and then we drop and they chop it all up. And so, are they done? And we go down now, or do they go up to take this out one more time and then we're done? So that's the same story, just like on Bitcoin.
On my chart, they've taken out on the 1 minute all the highs and lows.
So we're right in a sweet spot on Bitcoin now, because we come back into that above 50% into this gap. So it's looking like it's a good sell opportunity at this point. So this would be your risk. So if I were a betting man, I would sell Tesla here, and I would put a stop, say above this high here.
You'd sell where? I'm sorry.
Right, I'm selling it right now. Boom, just sold.
Oh, wow.
So I just put an order in. So that would be my stop would be above the gap, and I'm looking for them to come down. So I could be wrong, and then I lose, but that's okay. If I could get it right every time, like I say, that'd be great. But that would be the play at this point. So I'm doing this I'm just doing this based on a fractal, and the fractal is just a swing high or swing low. So I break my swing high, and so I'm looking for them to come down. But I could be wrong. They could still go up one, more and take out that high still. So that's the risk I'm taking by going in at this point. This is supposed to be safe, a stop here, because there's a gap, but there is no safe in the game, right?
Nope.
Not at all.
Correct.
So let's see if Tesla continues down. But the thing is, NASDAQ and Bitcoin are going up. So we would expect that Tesla might be going up still. So see, now NASDAQ is going back to take out the highs. So that's what we would expect. So that move, that entry here would have been great if we could have caught it. If they'd pulled back a little bit more, I would have been into that trade. And that's just as simple as it is. Because that gave us one of the best 1, 2, 3s so far today. This morning, that sweep, that retrace. Just unfortunate they didn't come down a little lower. But Yeah, that's it. That's the move. So again, is Tesla done at this point, or do they go up some more? Right?
So you don't always look for a 1, 2, 3. Like in this case, you went for the swing high.
On Tesla, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a swing high is a 1, 2, 3. So whenever we get a swing high or swing low, whether it's a low or a high, it is a 1, 2, 3. See, so
Okay.
right, that's what it is. So you see, I'm wrong. They're taking that high out again. So this wasn't the high. So that swing high was false. So I could be taken out. I'm not going to move my stop now that I've put it in. You know, it's not a good idea for you to move your stop up to say, oh, maybe I'll hide it higher, because they can still go up and take you out, because the possibility is that they can still go up and take out all the highs. So if they take me out, that's fine. It's just a small loss. It's not a big deal. So carry on. So the structure here is hard to see on Tesla. It's hard to see if we were really done. Like, you know, this could be it. And then, yeah, it might, you know, certainly go through and take me out here. But this gap should hold us back if we're done. But they can wick through and take you out. See? That's why they're wicked, because they use the wicks. So maybe I might be safe, maybe, or maybe not. We'll see. So I would need them to come and take out this low here for me to feel good about this trade. I need to see them break through here. Give me a 1, 2, 3 here and continue down. That's it. Looks like I might be correct here, which would be good. Remember I said to you guys I played this move down on Bitcoin last night. I went in on the 1, 2, 3 up here on Bitcoin, and I loaded up because it looked like we were going to drop. So I went in overnight on this move, and I got out at let me just find my target. My target was this low over here. Here, this is my target. So I caught that low, sleeping on it overnight. When I got up this morning, I was out. I wasn't expecting this to go that quickly, but you wouldn't even believe how much I made on that trade. It's just like ridiculous amount. That move. It's embarrassing to say. But it just that beautiful, beautiful drop there. But I was not expecting. I thought it would be just a slow move down, you know.
That happens with Tesla too.
Yes, you get those big, quick moves like that. So it looks like they're still trying to push up. So Tesla might take me out here still. As much as I'd like to see them come down. How's our time? Oh, we're well past my time here, of stopping. So, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to go back to sleep here. Everybody still with me? Martin is still with us?
I'm still here.
Martin is on pause. George is on pause. Okay, so we are getting a nice move down. Let's see Tesla. That's Tesla making a nice move down. That's good. NASDAQ. Oh, we did take everybody out on that. So there we go. That's what we were expecting, right? So that's just based on that, again, just based on that 1, 2, 3. Let me just take the fibs off.
I'm back with you.
Okay. So NASDAQ did as expected here, but went back up and took all the sellers out. So they made a nice 1, 2, 3 very quickly. That would have been a nice play to the upside. So now we're getting a 1, 2, 3 top. So this is a sell on NASDAQ now to come back down. So let's look at S&P to see if there's any kind of divergence. Maybe S&P didn't take out that high, see? So that's what you have to watch for. And that's where you get that divergence thing they call divergence. So let's see S&P. S&P did take everything out as well. So there's no divergence here. They took everybody out. So they're both doing the same thing. S&P is actually this one, this high. So they did the same thing. So everybody's dead up here now. So all we're looking for now is a 1, 2, 3 top to come back down and take out the lows. Take all the buyers out now. But that's the game. But again, it doesn't mean that I'm correct. You know, that's the expectation. That's the expectation I have, because I have a 1, 2, 3 up here. This drop, I'm looking for them to take this out. So now that they've done all this move in here, all this manipulation in here, are they ready to come down and take the low? I would think so now, but doesn't mean that I'm correct. It's just my expectation. And if you don't have an expectation in the game, then you can't play the game, because you're just guessing. So that's the play on S&P, NASDAQ, exactly the same, right? There's no divergence here or anything. Everything is just the same. So we're looking for them to come down. So you want to get a 1, 2, 3 top here. So Tesla is almost the same. It's just a different take on it. That we get the same drop. They just chop it up a little bit more in here. So looking for them to also bring it back down. They did not come back up to take out this high. They could still do that. So it looks like I could be in jeopardy to get stopped out here, possibly, right? But that's okay. Even if I get stopped out, I can always go back in. And they're very close to stopping me out. So it looks like they want to go up a little higher first, and that's what they're doing. So that's the risk I took on Tesla, and that's okay. I got stopped out, fine. So either they're going to go and take out the highs, and that means they're not done going up yet, or they're just going to wick it in here and make that 1, 2, 3 anyways. They're just taking everybody out who put stops in tight. So one or the other, right? And on that note, at 11:45 in the afternoon, in the morning, New York time, I'm going to say au revoir.
Well, thank you for having us.
Martin, you are there. You didn't fall asleep?
Oh, yeah, I had
Couple
to
times?
jump off and feed the cat.
Aha. All right. Yeah. So hopefully this was a good edification today. This is yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, good show, Lennox. Thank you very much.
It's quite the game.
Thank you.
So for those guys on YouTube, thank you for dropping in on us. A whole week went by here. Had a few hiccups during the middle of the week, but I think we did overall quite well. And glad you could join us. Do give us a like and subscribe. Take care, everybody. Have a great, long, strong end.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
Okay, we don't use the other word. We use strong end. Take care, Peter. Peter's
Okay,
gone.
thanks, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Have a great strong end there, Peter. Martin, take care.
Oh,
All right,
George.
take care
Okay.
now. Have
Yeah.
a
See
good
you next
weekend.
week.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Good show.